Hello, everybody. I had some technical issues. I'm just double checking that the stream is actually working and I'm getting audio because we had Dominic on earlier and for some reason there was no audio. We'll try it again. Hello, everybody. Yay. It looks like we have audio. Well, welcome everybody to our Patreon live stream. Ray, I could send you a link if you want. You're welcome to join as well, of course. Actually, why don't I do that now? I could probably send it over. Where is my add a guest? Copy. All right. I'm just going to send Ray a link if he is available to join. If he's not, that is absolutely okay. But wait a minute. Why is this not? Okay, come on. I'm not sure where to send it. Open a server. Search Ray. There we are. Here we are. There we go. Send you a link, Ray, if you want to join. All right, we'll see if we can bring Dominic in again. I don't know. We were having an issue. His audio was working great. We were having a conversation pre-show, and then it went away. So we'll bring him on, see if it's working. If it's not, he is in chat. Hey, Dominic in chat. So let's see if we bring him on. Now, do we have audio?
Hey, can you hear anything?
Nope, we don't have audio. But we got video. So not sure what's going on there. I'm going to just flip you off the screen here, Dominic. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. For some reason, the audio was working great and then just went away. So, but we were having a great conversation. Dominic had a few flood troubles. Someone in above him had a leak, and now he got to partake, and him and a whole bunch of other people in his building with a big leak, which is never convenient for everyone. So, but it's great that his printers didn't get wet. So that's good. And I was just asking him some questions about his new printers because he has two new printers. And one is multi-material for sure, and we were just about to get into the second one, and unfortunately his audio quit, and it doesn't seem like we see it go up and down, but it's not like coming through anymore. Like it was coming through perfect and then quit. So unfortunate. But welcome everybody. Hope you had a nice weekend. Had a pretty fun weekend. My daughter turned 18, so she's the big 1-8. I have no more kids in the house. They're all adults. So that's kind of crazy. And my daughter decided that for her 18th birthday, she's jumping out of an airplane. So that's what happened yesterday. Oh, interesting. Raymond said he heard you when you were on the screen. So for some reason, I just can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? That's weird. So apparently they can hear you, but I can't hear you. So I'm not sure what I can do. So, all right, Ray, why don't you tell them what printers you have, and I'm going to troubleshoot this on my end so Raven says, okay, so why don't you tell us what you have 3 printers, right? Okay. Dominic, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So yeah, tell them what kind of printers you have, and I'm going to see if I can hear you on the stream.
Oh, okay. Right now I have 2 printers. Well, I have 4 printers, but 2 of them don't work. Yeah, I
Okay.
have a Cheedy. I have a Cheedy plus 4.
So they can definitely hear you on the stream. I just can't hear you. So
Oh, okay. Got a Cheedy plus 4, and when I was having uh, self, problem that I caused myself with my Cheedy, as a backup printer, I got a Centauri Carbon, and both of them are working famously. I mean, it's really weird with these new printers where you just throw a model at it and it works. I I've had so few failures, it's almost ridiculous. Uh, so I'm having a good time with them. Uh, I love both the printers, um, and
so
I got the Cheedy box, which
I don't know why I
makes it.
can't hear you, but I'm going to work on that because it's definitely on my end, I guess. Um, uh, all right. This is going to be a little weird. Let's see. How can I get your audio without getting into my mic? I think I need to go grab earbuds.
Yeah, good idea.
It'll be delayed though, so that's not going to work too well either. Because I can actually see it on my visualizer when you're talking. So I'm going to close out my visualizer and reboot. Okay. How about now? Can I hear you now?
Can you? Hello. Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hi.
Uh oh.
Um, this is really odd. Headphones. So it's definitely on my side. So everyone can hear him. I can't hear him.
Damn.
This is weird.
That's really
All
unfortunate.
right. So everyone can hear you, Dom. I'm so continue telling them about your maybe your printer head that you had to fix. And
Okay, I
I'm
may
gonna
be.
just run. I'll put you on screen for a sec. I'm gonna run and get headphones and connect to my headphones. So you tell everyone about that. All
Oh,
right.
okay,
I'm
well,
gonna highlight you.
the reason that I uh, ended up buying a backup printer is because I made a classic newbie mistake. Well, actually, just being a weirdo that I am with my Cheedy plus 4. I I was printing a model that had a mid-print ironing portion on the one exposed layer. That evidently caused a jam. I don't know if it's something native to the Cheedy box because uh, I tried that same model on the Centauri Carbon, had the same problem. It jammed as well. But in any event, in clearing the jam on the Cheedy, uh, as I said, it happened mid-print. I knew I just had to clear a jam, which seemed simple enough. I just took the cover off the print head and um, uh, I pulled out the hot end. Uh, but I made the mistake uh, in trying to not lose the print. I knew that if I turned the power off, that it would cause all kinds of weird problems. I'd probably lose the print. Didn't want to do that, so I left the power on when I pulled the hot end. And little unknown to me, the Cheedy plug for the hot end uh, into the board, it's possible to plug it in the wrong way. And I wasn't paying that much attention because I was in a hurry. I plugged it in the wrong way, and that blew one of the control boards in the hot end. So that meant I was now. I must say, as far as Cheedy is concerned, that their support is fabulous because they actually were kind enough to send me two new control boards for the hot end. So eventually, after about 2 or 3 weeks, because I had to wait for parts to come in from China, um, I got it fixed and now it works. And then a little while after that, the Chibi box, the multi-material thing, arrived. So now I have my first multi-material printer, which is a Chibi Plus 4. But I did get to work a lot with the Centauri Carbon. And I'll tell you what, I paid $320 for the Centauri Carbon. I couldn't have expected more from a $320 printer than what I've gotten. The Centauri Carbon turns out prints almost look pretty much as good as the Chibi. Um, it's fast, and I've had maybe 2 failures in prints, and that was only because I didn't put Vision Miner on the, just sort of simpler ones, where you fail on the shortly after the first layer. So those are the best kind of failures they have. I love both printers. They both
Right.
work well, and I think they're both worth the money.
So the audio is going to be kind of weird because I'm got a set like 7-second delay because I'm listening to the YouTube stream. I don't know why. For some reason, I can't get the audio from the stream, but I'm glad that you got those new printers. You got your print head fixed, and the support sounds like it was excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really thrilled. This I've had a couple issues, but when I first got the Chibi, the part cooling fan was installed improperly, or the screw was loose or something like that, and I had a crash that caused the part cooling fan to completely be kind of destroyed. They sent me a new part cooling fan immediately, put that back in, and I understand when you get a new printer, there are manufacturing problems, and that's all it was. It wasn't installed properly.
So Ray has joined the stream. I'm going to bring him in and see if I can actually hear him.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, how are you, Dominic?
Oh, I'm doing good. Your audio is great.
I can only hear you on the YouTube stream. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my computer. I can see the audio, but
maybe it's that comet thing. You got aliens kind of interfering with your thing there.
So you like the Cutie printer, Dominic?
I love it. It works really well. I mean, I must say, with printing PLA, you got to leave in PTG. You got to leave the top and the door open, so it's kind of loud. But that's
now
the
put
only
me on a totally different video than my own video.
Yeah, it's like it's very similar to the Corality ones as well. You usually print with the top off as well because it gets too hot inside for PLA, and it gets loud because it's those fans that the blower fans that keep everything cool.
I plan to print one of those risers with the vents in it to see if that works. I'm not sure it would even work properly for PLA, but they say it does. So
it should. I printed one for my K1 Max for that specific reason. And because the hot air rises, it actually does vent out of there.
Yeah.
Put a heat gun next to it just to double check to make sure, and sure enough, they do work for sure.
Okay, good. Then I'll do that. I printed one for the Centauri Carbon. That one was quick enough to print. The one for the Chibi is very involved, and it's probably going to take 3 days to print it.
It's probably 8 pieces or something.
Yeah, you've got four parts, and then the vent portions.
The vent pieces, yeah.
But the 4 main pieces are sizable and they're high, so they take about 8 hours each. So
wow. Yeah, on mine I took the vent pieces out. I don't even use the vent pieces, so I don't even shut it off. I've printed ABS and PETG in there with no issue.
Oh, by the way, and in printing that, I'm going to print it out of PETG. I've never liked PETG because on my Ender 5 and Ender 3, it was a nightmare to try and print with it and get good surface layers. But then I tried it now with the Cheaty and with the Centauri Carbon. It prints just about as good as PLA. So I think I'm going to end up using PETG a lot more often.
Yeah, I use PETG a lot more often as well, mainly for that same reason. It prints so nice now with these newer printers, the
Right?
Bamboos, the Coralities, any of the newer printers. They have it dialed in for PETG for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to try. I bought some of the new, um, what's their names? Came up with a new formula for PETG. Um, uh, big
Formbot?
fil- no, big
Or not
filament
Formbot,
company
but
that,
yeah, I
uh,
know which one you mean.
yeah. Um, and this is supposed to have great layer adhesion, and um, I only know what the shills say about it, but I figure I'll give it a shot. It's supposed to be a lot better than the classical PETG. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you use what you use and whatever works best for you, right?
I
Just
find that
because
everything works fine.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, just because I work for a company that sells their own brand of filament doesn't necessarily mean that I use it all the time. We have certain colors that I can't get, so my next go-to stuff is Sunlu. If you get a chance, try the Sunlu Pecci. It's really nice printing.
Sunlu makes some really good filament, and I also like their reusable spools.
Reusable spools, yeah.
Um, uh, Sunlu also makes an excellent tricolor co-extruded filament.
Yeah.
I love the way that looks just for goofy models.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I use quite a bit of it. My wife goes to a lot of markets and stuff like that, so we print a lot of things for sale, and the kids just love that multicolored stuff. So at any
Yeah,
given time, I probably have 10 rolls open at a time.
I know everybody's printing articulated dragons. That filament makes the best articulated dragon you could ever see.
Yeah, it does for sure. Which was it an AMS or a CFS that you got
It's a
with your
cheaty
printers for
box.
multicolor?
Cheaty makes it
Oh, it's a
themselves.
Chitty box one.
Yeah, it's got it will dry your filament while you're printing, uh,
Wow.
and when you set it up just to dry filament, you pull all the filament out of the uh, uh, tubes, and it
Yep.
actually rotates the filament as it's drying. Every uh, every 5 minutes or so, it rotates each spool,
Well, that's kind of
which is
cool.
kind of nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Unlike the AMS2, where you can't dry your filament unless you're not printing.
yeah, they do warn you that if you're going to dry your filament while you're printing, that you should only have filament in the color in the spools. Uh, you should only have spools of filament that are part of the print because
Yes,
apparently
for
they
sure.
don't want the filament to sit there by itself, not turning.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
We
Yeah,
can't
we
hear
can't
you.
hear you now. From one to another.
Yeah, how about now?
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Hey. I had to reboot my microphone. It's weird. It was because my headphones are plugged into my microphone. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
But
that's what I do.
I can hear you guys now, and
Great.
yeah. So this is what's the stream without audio problems?
Exactly.
But I did hear all your chat and everything about all the stuff. Now
Oh,
totally
wonderful.
I totally lost my notes.
On what
Uh,
you wanted to talk
I
about today.
yeah, but that's okay. It's the Patreon live show, so it's okay. We can. I pre-opened some tabs, so I do have some tabs open. Like, but one of the things I don't know what you guys think about it, but Prusa has just released an open print tag solution for RFID, so that you know, other people in the community can utilize it so that there's a standard for identifying the spool colors and whatnot on printers and whatnot. I just curious as to what your thoughts, because currently I don't think Spool supports RFID on their spools. I know Bamboo does. I don't know about Cheedy. Does Cheedy support RFID recognizing of colors of spools?
For their filament, yeah, of course.
Doing. Yeah. And so what are your thoughts about, hopefully they can, universally have a standard that everyone can kind of, utilize?
I think it's a good idea for companies like Spool that have their own filament, so they can put them on there, or at least provide it in the box so that you can put the sticker on yourself if
Right.
you wish to. But then you're going to get companies like Bamboo that are going to be a stick in the mud and not use it.
Well, I hope so. I hope that wouldn't be the case, right? Because I think if your Creality or your Bamboo or whatnot, a lot of their stuff has now, at least Creality wise, was developed on open source and whatnot. So I think if they can open it up so that everyone has the ability to use it, like as an option. I don't, you don't have to like make it so that it's frustrating when they make it that you can only use Bamboo. It only reads Bamboo RFIDs and whatnot. But part of that's because they've chosen the 5 ways to identify their filament, and someone else chose 4 other ways. So there's no standard. If everyone adopts a standard, maybe we can actually have interoperability, which would be awesome. I don't know.
I often wondered about the possibility of generic RFID tags where you could use like a clipper macro or something to program what that tag meant.
Right. And so it sounds like they have just a sticker that goes on the outside of the spool, so like you can put it and as you throw it in wherever in your printer, because I think I don't know if I still have it around here. I had one that I pulled out of the Bamboo just to see what it looked like and whatnot. But yeah, if you could reprogram it with your phone or whatever, have an app that you can say, oh, it's this color, just for convenience. I mean, not that it's really hard to tap my screen on my printer and tap it, but if it has special heat settings and whatnot, if it could read all of that's even nicer. Most of the time, honestly, I choose Bamboo generic PLA or Bamboo, ABS or whatever, and then that's what I print with on whatever. So it's not like it's a first world problem. It's not like we have to have it, but it would be nice if they all played along.
But it could be something as simple as you get a roll of a bunch of RFID tags, and and like let's say in the tag had an ID of any string of characters, any length that you want, so that they'll all be different. So then, when your unit detects that ID, it just goes to a macro that says that ID means this, and you can even define it yourself.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a bunch of support: 3D Fuel, Filament PM, Filamentum. There's a bunch of people that have kind of jumped on the bandwagon, so to speak. So, I mean, there's even Voron now has jumped on as an equipment maker to put the reader in their design so that you could then incorporate it. So I mean, that's a good start, to that. There, at least it's so new. If you get enough people jumping on, I think hopefully the other, like other brands of printers and it will jump on.
I think the community itself can force even Bamboo's hand. I mean, if everybody starts jumping on board, especially the bigger companies like Polymaker, if they're all in this,
Mm-hmm.
Bamboo won't have a choice.
Well, and if you join, like if it's a committee or something that's just helping define the standard, you want to be, if you're a Bamboo or a Creality, you want to be a part of that so that your voice is heard in how the standard, because you may have figured out something that they don't know about, setting, whether it's the color, the heating, there might be something like chamber temperature that someone has left out of the whole design of their RFID structure that you could contribute that to and whatnot to make it better, right?
I know
Yeah.
we've been playing with it a little bit at the shop,
Yeah.
mostly the Creality one because it's open source.
Nice.
We have written our own RFID tags, to use in the Creality CFSs and stuff like that. And it
Right.
does work. The technology is definitely there for sure, but you kind of need to standardize it, like you said. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
needs to be
Oh,
on board
absolutely.
with the same one, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because then you could have one, like you could have a section in the Bamboo app or the Creality print app or whatever, where or the Handy app or the whatever the Creality one is, where you can then put your settings in, use your phone and flash the thing, right? So that would be great. That'd be great. Any Ray, any new printers on the horizon that you've heard of that or something new that you've come in that you've got to play with, if you can talk about it, of course, because we know that sometimes you guys got stuff that you can't talk about.
Not really, just the new Creality machines and the new Bamboo machines. I mean, they're not new now.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what's coming in next. I
Mm-hmm.
know we have there's a new multi-head one coming in January, the FormBot one.
Oh, okay.
We have one of those coming in for us to play with, to check out,
Nice.
that sort of stuff. But
Yep.
other than that, I don't think there's not a whole lot
I
ready
I
yet.
I know before the end of the year they were saying that the new Bamboo inductive heating tool changer piece that you can upgrade some of the printers to was supposed to be coming out. That looks pretty cool. You've seen the videos on that, hey Ray? Have you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Dominic, have you seen the videos on that one, the Bamboo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But I like the index.
oh, absolutely. And they're kind of complementary, right? They both are trying to do the same thing, but they both took a slightly different approach to do the same thing, right? So I do like that. Like, I believe the index also does inductive heating. Is that from what I
Yes,
remember? So that's
it's not only inductive heating though. The nozzles don't have any heating element.
yeah, yes, that's what I mean. So when once it like goes into the cartridge in the print head, the induction heater is in there and it heats it up instantly.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that's how the Bamboo is also doing it. So that it's a passive print head sitting there, then it picks it up. So both of them, like I said, they both took a slightly different approach to how to implement it, but they both took a similar tact, and it makes
Right.
sense. Like
And I
the
believe the difference though is that the Bamboo has each nozzle has an extruder,
nope.
whereas the index doesn't have an extruder either.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either.
So what they did was like how the index has the little slot, it goes and grabs it, and it kind of grabs into the slot, right, and then pulls it out. What they did was they put it a slot that on the print head on the bamboo on the side, so these come up, it goes to this proper one, goes over, grabs it, similar to the index. Like it's similar but different. You know, and so I don't know if there's going to be, you know, patent infringement or this and that, or if they've done it different enough that it, because they have a whole system where it kind of gets out of the way too, and over on the side where all the stuff sits. So I don't know. There's been enough kind of lawsuits and clash, you know, and stuff. I don't know if there's going to be more patent wars or whatnot, but I think it's a novel idea. I think it's more elegant and simpler than, let's say, the Prusa tool changer or the Bondtech, not Bondtech, the nozzle manufacturer. They made the original tool changer that Prusa adapted.
E3D.
E3D. So E3D has their tool changer, right? And then Prusa went to their tool changer. And so if you could I think that's the important thing. Like, because trying to grab a head, mechanically connect it, and have them all properly aligned and whatnot. Whereas if you have one head that's already aligned, you're just grabbing the filament, basically. It seems like the calibration steps and the alignment steps and whatnot would be so greatly simplified, you know, in my mind.
I come from a mainframe computer background,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking, this is just kind of seeing what the future might be. But I remember being completely amazed by the tape management system thing. Had a whole wall of tapes. It would just go and grab the one.
Grab the cartridge and go and drop it in.
Well, I was thinking about this for 3D printing. Now, this would definitely be industrial. But the whole idea would be a wall of nozzles, and it would just move to put in striking distance of the right nozzle. And so the print head would only have to grab from one place, and the nozzles would move around depending on which one you want.
Yeah, and that's like from the video of bamboo, it kind of looks like they come up, don't they, on the side? And then it can grab them.
Yeah.
Whereas the index is static in spots along the back. And I mean, I think the index one makes sense to have the static spots because you can adapt it and you can like set your distance between them all. So you can adapt it to almost any device, right?
Yeah.
I would think the index is going to be something that it's going to be popular with Voron.
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
For sure.
As a matter of fact, I'm interested in the Zero G Mercury 1, which I may decide to build. They're already committed that they're going to use index once it's finalized.
I definitely think the index is going to be highly popular for the community. It, like, yes, we got all these lovely bamboos and K1s and all this, but there is still people out there that want the ability to mod and utilize this. And the waste that you get out of the purge, out of any of these current multi-material things, I mean, we all know, we've all done it.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like if you unless you load your build plate filled with 20 of the items that you're printing, or like maximize the amount of space, your waste can weigh more than what you're printing if you only print one of them, right? So having a system that doesn't actually have to purge in between, like maybe it just cleans the nozzle, like once it heats it up, it just quickly cleans the nozzle, so it's not like a full purge, right? Just to get any ooze out of it. So much less waste of filament, number one, so that we aren't having like a kilogram of waste at the end of whatever, right?
I think a lot of people going crazy over the new snap maker for that reason. You know, they I think it's Snapmaker, isn't it? That did the tool changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's going to drive a lot because people are going nuts over it. Just even if they're not buying one, they like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Prusa's had the tool changer for what,
Oh yeah,
3 years now.
yeah, but it was
So
what
yeah, and it's still
$2,000.
it's a little, yeah, for some people, like, and that's the thing, like all these systems, it's the tool changers, the price have come down, but if they go to the index style of changing, the costs come way down
Yeah.
because you don't have an extruder on everyone, right? You don't have maybe multiple sensors on everyone, so the complexity of the board you have to plug them into is minimized. The complexity of like, because maybe they're using CAN and whatever, but if you can minimize all the parts, all of a sudden the mass appeal and the mass cost, like instead of being $1,500, it's now $700, right?
Well,
Like
the index people have said that they're whatever you want to call them, the tools are going to be $35-$40 each.
versus 150 to $200 for I'm not sure, like I haven't even looked. I'm sure we could look up and find what the replacement cost of a Prusa tool change head is, and it's not going to be $40.
No.
Like have you played with the Prusa tool changer at all, Ray? Have you had the opportunity?
No, I haven't. We have one in for repair, but he doesn't have all the tool heads in it. He
Mm-hmm.
just has the XL sitting in. So.
Oh yeah. All right, well, that was a good conversation with that. Other than that, has anyone seen that new Anycubic Cobra S1 Cobra? It's their
Yeah,
new.
don't get me started on that one.
Oh yeah, have you seen it?
Well, they have the S1, which is old,
Yep.
which is their older model, and they have the S1 Max, which is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the Max
So
Combo.
it's just a bigger size, the Max Combo, yeah. But the X1, or sorry, the S1, Cobra S1,
Mm-hmm.
I personally would never own one. For the ones that have come in for repair, it's
Yeah.
the same problem in all of them so far.
So what's the typical problem you run into on that one?
It's a hot end issue usually because their hot end isn't very good of a hot end.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to do it like a chirality type hot end, but they
Okay.
glued the nozzle in, so you have to replace the whole thing.
So they didn't make it so that you
For
could just
starters.
pull out the. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they've changed the hot end a little bit since last time I worked on one, and we
Yeah.
get one in about every week now that has to be for repairs, and it's mostly to do with that tool head area. It's
Yeah.
never with the ACE system. It's always that tool head area. So it could be the filament runout sensor. It could be the hot end itself. It could be the extruder.
And that's the thing, when sometimes people just copy and they put all the things in, but they're not engineering, right? They're not
Exactly.
right. They're not looking at the potential fail points on the design and whatnot. Whereas, I I know with Creality, when they went to their multi-material system, they redesigned the whole gear system and the sensor and everything on it. It looks like it's a Bondtech extruder almost, like on the Creality that has the large gears
Almost.
and
Yeah.
everything. Like it's a nice compact design that inserts in the back and whatnot, but it almost looks like it's a Bondtech extruder. So like you don't want to reinvent the wheel, but you do need to design for longevity to a certain
Exactly.
point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what their new one is like because I don't think they're released quite yet.
I think they just got released. I think some people are starting to review it, but I haven't actually seen the official view. It's 350 by 350 by 350 is the size.
Yeah, same size as the K2,
Yeah.
the K2 Plus.
And so my boss got a K2 Plus with the multi-material and whatnot. That is I got to say, it was easy to set up. I do like how the CMS is easier to clear than the first gen AMS when it gets a jam and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I've got to say it's. Have you have you sold many of them? Have you got feedback from people?
Oh, we sold a lot of them. Yeah, we sold. I think we're on our second or third C-can full of them.
Nice.
So we've sold quite a few of the Plus, and also we've been selling a lot of the K2 and the K2 Pro as well.
Yeah, and those ones are basically which one's the replacement of the K1C?
It would be the K2.
K2. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
the bed's a little bigger. It's 260 by 260 by 260.
oh, okay. So that's not too much bigger. It's like what 5 mil bigger? Because wasn't it 256?
230? No,
Oh, it was
256 is
230.
the
I'm
the
thinking bamboo.
256 one bamboo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking bamboo. But the nice thing is, with these newer designs, they've got the chute at the back and everything, so it's not like dumping it down the back of your onto the floor of your printer, which was an all right solution. I still think they could have maybe sent out a side panel or something and done something so that it could go out the side rather than just dump into the center of the printer.
When I put the CFS upgrade kit on my K1 Max, I actually cut a hole in the back of mine.
Oh yeah,
for all my poop to slide down. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I couldn't deal with it all sitting in the bottom of the printer.
Yeah, right. And the K1C, for example, I don't know if you could go through the back, but it does. The side panel looks like you could go through the side panel on that one.
I don't know if there's enough room, to be honest.
No,
from where the bed goes up and down, I don't think there'd be actually enough room in there.
I was thinking at the back, if you had it at the back, where you put and just had it on an angle coming out. I don't know. Maybe not.
There is a mod out there where what somebody did is where the spool holder screws into the back.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they cut the center of that out and they run the poop chute through there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. That's a neat way of doing it.
And then the one I did, it was supposed to be for a K1C, but I modified it for my Max, and I just basically cut a hole in the back, measured it out, just cut a hole right through that black panel.
Okay, and the back panel, it's not like double wide. There's no electronics or anything in there. It's just
no, there's nothing in there right there. Yeah, it's honeycombed on the outside, so you get a kind of a weird texture. But I designed a clamp piece so it goes on the inside, and then and it sandwiches it so you don't even know.
Yeah, and that sounds like a good solution. So that's excellent.
Yeah, and it's the same as a bamboo. I have a chute in the back, goes into a box for mine. And
I'm looking forward to seeing, because once bamboo comes out with theirs, and then the index finally gets released, everyone's going to be doing it.
Oh, for sure.
The K3 will have it standard or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, because they can't be left behind, right? So everyone's going to be doing it, and it's something you could totally do with and still utilize an AMS and whatnot. You may have to have an AMS almost with multiple tubes coming out of the back, so that you're managing. You still have a box that manages your filament, but now it's just feeding, right? So it could actually simplify the system, right? Because you wouldn't need the full pullback and everything. It's just load it, and that's it.
Exactly.
So
What's also good about it is what I use my CFS for mostly is because it's a bigger printer, it's 300 by 300 by 300. I tend to print bigger projects on there. Sometimes they take more than one roll. So I
absolutely,
like to have multiple rolls in
of
my
the same
CFS
color.
so it goes from one spot to the next spot to the next spot.
I've done some big projects and set the run out also to like just autofill from and the bamboo, and it is nice. Like if you're doing something that, and you, let's say, or you have a couple of the same color that are all like short, like
Yeah.
the roll ends, and like, well, that's a great way to use them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of the one thing that I really loved when I first got the, uh, the G+4 was how it handles um, filament changes or tangles. Uh, in my first use of the machine, uh, I I accidentally had to deal with both situations. And the thing that's great about it, and I'm sure that all the new printers probably do this, is that they cut the filament right before the nozzle, so that, uh, that you don't have you're not wasting a yard of filament
Yep.
just because you got to change, and so they, uh, replacing when you run out of when you trigger the run out, um, it's just a matter of a minute to just put something else in there, and then it just drives on through and continues.
The one issue I had was the spool got to the end, and the filament was strong
The
enough,
hook,
and it hooked, and so
yeah,
it wouldn't pull out. And so then it aired out, and I was able to come address it and continue without a failure. Like
yeah.
it continued.
That's
Like
that's
I
where the that's where
so
the
nice.
snag detector in the Chidi was really amazing because I had that same thing happen. It just hangs up, and as soon as
Yep.
that happens, it triggers the snag detector, and it just tells you, "Hey, fix this."
Yeah, and it just kind of parks itself and whatnot,
Yeah,
which, like, imagine trying to do that. Like I've had to try to do that on my CR10 or my whatever. It was such a pain because the filament runout sensors way back, a lot of times you just stick something through it because it never worked right, or it got in the way because it wasn't actually at the tool head. And yeah, so modern printers are just a dream to work with now compared to just 2-3 years ago. It's amazing.
If I
yeah. I
know
do
that I'm
have.
going to, if I
But
know that I'm going to use up the end of the roll and move on to the next roll, I'll cut that little tab off.
And see now I look for that. Like if I'm going to do that, that's I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I learned. So yeah.
But that's only if I'm going to use that whole roll. If I'm
Yeah,
not going to use it, I don't cut the tab off because what happens now is
it'll
the spool will just
de-spool.
spin in there and it won't pull out the filament.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Uh, anything else new? Like you've got probably printing up a storm for your wife and whatnot for her craft shows because this is her coming into her peak season, isn't it?
It is, yeah, starting next weekend actually.
Where's your
Next
first
weekend,
Where's your first show that you're going to?
the first one is it's Thorncliffe Greenview Community Center, and there's about 150 different vendors there, that sort of stuff. We usually do quite well there. They have a market there twice a year. We go to both of them twice a year.
So is this one
And then,
specifically a Christmas market kind of thing?
yeah, they all are coming up now, are all Christmas markets now. And then we skip one week, and then we have another one at called Century Downs Raceway.
Hmm.
And it's kind of an interesting one because it's a horse racing track. And what they do is they open up the barns for the market. So you have a 10 by 10 stall,
Oh wow.
and you
So
get
they
to set
clean
up
them
your
all
10 by
out
10 stall.
and wash them out,
Yeah,
and then they put the vendors in there. And
yeah,
I guess
exactly.
if it's off season, and what might as well utilize the facility, eh?
Yeah, and it's all heated. Like it's not no balmy 90 degrees in there, mind
Oh
you, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
keeps
but
the chill off when it's minus 20 outside.
yeah,
And then from there, we have a couple more in December as well that we go to. It's about every 2 weeks right now that we're hitting a new market.
nice.
And I have 7 printers that are running pretty well 24/7 right now.
I bet. I bet.
Some color, some not color. It totally depends. And then I'm working on a new project right now as well. I'm taking my K1 that I have, not the K1C, but the K1, the original K1,
Yeah.
and I'm putting linear rails in it.
Oh, okay.
So it'll run a little bit smoother. I might be a little bit faster speeds without any VFAs, that kind of
Nice.
stuff.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. And Dominic, so you've haven't set have you set up your other new printer yet that you just got?
The Century Carbon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I printed a lot with it. It's
Now, does that one? I couldn't remember because I was having all the audio problems. Is that one multi-material or not?
there's a big brouhaha going on. Elegoo evidently, at least judging by what they're leaking in China, it looks like they're going to have a Century Carbon tube, which is going to be multi-material,
But not
and
the carbon.
they're not talk. They stopped talking about the multi-material box for the Century Carbon, and there are a lot of people that are going crazy because they say we've been cheated. I only bought it for multi-material.
Here's the thing: if you buy something and it's not multi-material when you bought it, you can't expect it to magically be multi-material unless you kind of do some sort of mod on it, like the carrot. What is it? The raging carrot or what? The
The enraged carrot.
rage carrot or one of the other, or an MMU or something. If you're able to adapt it, but you're going to have to modify firmware and whatnot. So unless it was an option when you bought it, people shouldn't get angry about that. Like, really, in my mind, because you know, you can't base a purchase on future promises of something that doesn't exist, because if you do, you're going to be disappointed all the time.
Well, if it didn't come with it, if it wasn't available when you first bought the product, that should tell you that it's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that's manufactured, if it's not ready right now, it may never be ready.
Now,
even Cheaty, they had to. When I got the Cheaty box, now granted this was 4 or 5 months after I bought it, the Cheaty box came with a replacement extruder for the hot end. So they discovered they needed to modify the machine in order to get the Cheaty box to work with it.
Creality was the same way, right? So Creality came out with their K1 series. Maybe they didn't initially think it was going to be multicolor, right? When they first came out with it, but then they came up with the kit, right? But it was actually quite an extensive modification that they had to do to the tool head to be able to took the filament runout sensor away from the back of the case. They changed the front end, the board and whatnot. They've changed the extruder so that because they had to add a cutter, right? And whatnot. So it wasn't a simple, it was way more complex. So that's why it was one of those things that it's very impressive that they went through all the engineering to redesign it to be able to do multi-material, right? Because that you don't see that often, where they take an existing printer, modify it enough to do multi-material. Now, they obviously probably at the same time that they were doing the mod, the K2 was in development at that point, right? So they probably
sure.
learned a lot about the development of that case. But you shouldn't, like, I'm not going to base, a purchase of a printer on something that might happen. like,
Yeah.
like with the bamboo series, the new H2 series, with the, they've got the whole tool head that you take off, right? Put on the laser and whatnot. There's more of an opportunity in something like that to get a different tool head that can have the inductive heater and whatnot to do a tool change than there is on the original X1 or the X1C, because it doesn't have a tool head that's more easily changeable. You can redesign, the envelope that your tool head sits in and mounts on. So I can understand why they can add something like their index type tool to it, right? Because they can actually change the whole head.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, we're at the bottom of the hour. Thanks everyone for joining us. I do. Sorry about the audio troubles early on. Apparently, my audio software, even rebooting it, didn't help until a little later. But thanks a lot. Thanks Dominic and Ray for joining me today. David is, like I mentioned to Dominic in the pre-show, David lost his voice, so that's why he was not here. But
It's probably in the last place that he put it.
maybe you never know. But again, thanks for joining us today, and I'm gonna end the stream. You guys can stay on for the afterwards, but thanks everyone, and we'll see you later.